Force users, the most dominating and influential figures across all of galactic history. Throughout the history of the galaxy, we have seen Force users from Yoda to Anakin Skywalker, to Darth Vicious, to Palpatine, to Darth Krayt, to Luke Skywalker. Across the history of the galaxy's timeline, we have seen a countless myriad of Force wielders, both powerful and weak, express their will and dominance over various beings and express their power. However, there is one question that I have seen recently popping up a multitude of times across various websites such as Quora and Wikipedia, and that being, where do Force wielders go once they die? In Return of the Jedi and in A New Hope, we can see Obi-Wan Kenobi disappear just when he is about to be bisected by Darth Vader, leaving only his robes and lightsaber behind. As well, we can see in Return of the Jedi that Grand Master Yoda, the Grand Master of the Jedi Order up until that time, disappears into the Force, fading into obscurity and nothingness, leaving only behind his hut and the blanket and bed that he resided in. So today, my friends, we are going to be immersing ourselves in the deep, enriched lore revolving around where Jedi and Sith go after they die, going over both explanations in Legends continuity. We are going to be explaining the Netherworld of the Force and the horrible abyss that is chaos. An old friend has learned the path to immortality, one who has returned from the Netherworld of the Force, Yoda. The Netherworld of the Force was the planes of the souls of every being and creature apparently went after their physical bodies died. Qui-Gon Jinn, a famed Jedi and Master who died to the Sith acolyte Darth Maul, went to this realm after dying, but managed to return and resuscitate from it back to the physical universe, appearing as a Force apparition and ghost. Anakin Skywalker learned the Vader technique from Obi-Wan Kenobi after he died upon the second Death Star. Obi-Wan's spirit departed this realm after having one final talk with Luke Skywalker in 9 ABY, becoming one with the flow of the Force. Yoda was also seen in this realm, where he was reunited with the recently deceased Vila and her brother Denin, and promised he would train both of them in the ways of the Netherworld of the Force, in order to preserve and enhance their consciousness. The Sith Lord Darth Plagueis didn't believe in the Netherworld of the Force as a supernatural phenomenon. He thought that this so-called realm and supernatural plane was in fact the reaction of a mind dissipating into a hum of background energy and accepting its fate. This feeling of peace would be a normal consequence to the death. Plagueis thought this only weak would tolerate the loss of their identity. Of course, Plagueis would eventually be proven incorrect, as Darth Sidious betrayed him, and he was killed, cast into chaos. In the Book of the Sith, we have a monologue from Darth Plagueis that describes his opinion on both the Netherworld of the Force and chaos. Here is where the following quote comes from, and the following quote from the Book of the Sith, The Science of Creating Life. How mental patterns persist beyond our physical minds remains an enigma. Through degrees of randomness in less than a minute, to hold awareness longer than that, and to appear to others in a physical world while retaining both visual and auditory aspects, is a remarkable feat, if true. I have read The Love Keepers of the Wheels, and have perfected this, but the wheels remain a frustrating puzzle for all those who wish to learn more about them. One thing is clear, although such a phenomenon technically means a definition of life after death, it is not supernatural. The unimaginative always describe their own motivations to independent phenomena, including those who believe the Force has a consciousness and a will. In fact, though, midichlorians share a collective mind. The Force itself could not possibly know or care about the welfare of intelligent life. My goal, therefore, is to separate genuine insight from hyperbole. I do not know how the Jedi of the past achieved this supposed miracle of retaining their awareness after death, but I know it was not through supplication and prayer. However, the fact that an individual identities are absorbed into the phenomena of the moment of their deaths explains several associated legends. The Jedi, for example, speak of the underworld beyond death, a realm that is vague on detail, but said to be a place of utmost peace. Similarly, chaos is where dead Sith Lords are believed to dwell in torment. At least according to legend, those who are too weak to punish their enemies during their lifetime will be forced to hold on to their grudges and live on in chaos, plotting, never being able to exact their revenge. In the behind the scenes, we can see that George Lucas, in Revenge of the Sith, originally introduced this, with the following quote, originally in Episode 4, reminding him of this. In the rough draft, Luke is asleep and struggling with thoughts of Vader and the dark side. Yoda and Ben are also present in the dream, and Luke berates Ben for not telling him that Vader is his father. Yoda explains that he'll still be joining Ben in the Netherworld of the Force, and therefore he'll become stronger and will be better able to help Luke. Vader's voice reappears, and Luke awakens. The Netherworld of the Force was first mentioned in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, the final installment of the prequel trilogy. However, the Netherworld had first been conceived by George Lucas as early as the revised rough draft of Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Now that we have completely deduced all known information and facts revolving around the Netherworld of the Force, let us go to its alter ego, the dark to the light, to creation with destruction, power to weakness. We are going to go to chaos. Plagueis also notes about chaos, stating the fact of this. Similarly, chaos is where dead Sith Lords are believed to dwell in torment, at least according to legend. Those who are too weak to punish their enemies during their lifetime will be forced to hold on to grudges and to live on, chaos, plotting but never being able to exact this revenge. The peace of the Netherworld is easily understood as a reaction of the mind that finds itself dissipating into the hum of a background energy and accepts its fate without pain or fear. Minds that are less inclined to accept their loss of identity will fight to keep their grasp on order. These stronger minds will recoil as their conscience and threats are pulled apart, and they will perceive their imminent dissolution as chaos. Sidious actually noticed very specific things regarding the culture of Naboo with chaos, stating the following. I wonder if my master knew the ancient Naboo legend that speaks of a realm called Chaos, blocked by a sextet of impenetrable barriers. If chaos exists, then it takes a sufficiently determined mind to overcome and return to life. Let the weak have their peace. Chaos, referred to as hell in Corellian mythology, and also known as the Void, was a reputedly dark region of the Netherworld of the Force, inhabited by the spirits of the deceased Dark Lords of the Sith, Dark Jedi, and the ancient species and spirits of all evil sentient beings who had died. In ancient Naboo mythology, as mentioned previously, chaos was envisioned and personified as a dark pit kept closed by 6 impenetrable gates. The Dark Underlord was said to have been summoned from the realm of chaos by a Sith acolyte during the new Sith Wars, meaning he very well could be a pure entity of the Force itself. Palpatine's own soul fell into this realm following his final death, where he would be wandering a disembodied spirit residing in perpetual madness, never being able to completely overthrow the Jedi, and being able to watch them prosper. Marco Ragnos, one of the most powerful and influential Sith of all time who ushered in their Golden Age spirit, was suffered from the chaos by Tavian Aximus and the disciples of Ragnos, though Ragnos was summarily defeated and returned to the Netherworld by Jaden Korr, a Jedi Padawan. It was believed that if a Force user's body perished after a failed attempt at transferring essence, the user's life energy was lost and dispersed in chaos, never to return. Darth Plagueis once reported that according to legend, those who failed to punish their enemies during their lifetime would be forced to harbour their ill feelings and hatred for them in chaos for eternity. Plagueis, however, didn't believe chaos was a real place, but only the perception of imminent dissolution some beings felt when they died, in his mind and perspective. Only stronger minds to refuse the loss of identity would perceive this pain. Chaos was also briefly referenced by House Palpatine patriarch Cosniga Palpatine, citing that House Palpatine was one of the 6 gates separating chaos. Chaos was not inescapable, however. Darth Sidious, after perishing during the Battle of Endor, had escaped chaos with the help of Sith spirits and Saint Pestered, and required several deceased Jedi to ensure he never escaped again after his final death at Alderaan, with the spirits of all the deceased Jedi before him banding together in order to banish this ancient Dark Lord into the very void of space. Similarly, Tenebrae was also banished to the depths of space, with all beings who had ever been wronged by him rising up, and for once, this Dark Lord was completely overpowered, causing him to be banished into chaos. Well, my friends, what did you think of this video? Does your perspective change on the Netherworld of the Force? And do you believe that the Force energies that surround and bind us are truly leading to someplace, the Netherworld or chaos? Before we leave, I would like to note that our cultures have received a terrifying vision of the beings who have not subscribed to our channel, but have enlisted themselves with our archives. If you wish to fulfill your destiny, then create balance in the Force. Force crush that subscribe button if you wish to make this battle station fully operational. I'll see you in a galaxy far, far away, and remember, the Force will be with you in chaos or the Netherworld.